Everyone says baking soda and vinegar are the ultimate cleaning combo. But what if one of them is actually doing all the work? Today they're going head-to-head in 5 brutal cleaning challenges. And by the end, only one cleaner will be crowned champion. The final result completely changed how I clean. Baking soda versus vinegar. These are 2 of the most recommended cleaners on the internet. One costs almost nothing. The other is in nearly every kitchen. Millions swear by both. But I've never actually seen them tested fairly. So today, every stain gets the exact same amount of cleaner, the exact same scrubbing, and the exact same amount of time. No excuses. Let's find out which one actually deserves the hype. Our first challenge. Fresh cooking grease. I spread equal amounts across 2 identical ceramic tiles. On the left, baking soda. On the right, white vinegar. 30 seconds. No scrubbing yet. Immediately, the vinegar starts fizzing. It looks impressive. Meanwhile, the baking soda just sits there. Honestly, it doesn't even look like it's working. Time to scrub. 5 passes. Exactly the same pressure. The vinegar side removes some grease, but leaves a slippery film behind. Now the baking soda. Wow. That lifted much more grease than I expected. The tile already looks noticeably cleaner. Scoreboard appears. Baking soda, 1. Vinegar, 0. But grease isn't the hardest challenge today. Next, dried coffee stains. These sat overnight. The vinegar immediately wets the stain, but doesn't seem to break it apart. The baking soda turns into a light paste. Now we scrub. The coffee begins disappearing, but not equally. One side clears much faster. The other keeps leaving brown shadows behind. After 1 minute, the difference is obvious. Another point goes to baking soda. Scoreboard. Baking soda, 2. Vinegar, 0. At this point, it looks one-sided. But the next challenge changes everything. Soap scum is completely different from grease. It's hard, chalky, and sticks like concrete. Both cleaners get 1 full minute to work. The vinegar immediately starts dissolving the buildup. Tiny bubbles appear everywhere. The baking soda forms a thick paste. Time to scrub. Almost instantly, the vinegar side begins clearing. The baking soda struggles much more. After another pass, it's clear. This round belongs to vinegar. Scoreboard. Baking soda, 2. Vinegar, 1. Now things just got interesting. Next, burnt-on food inside a stainless steel pan. This is where many cleaners completely fail. The vinegar sits on the burnt layer. The baking soda becomes a thick scrubbing paste. I let both soak. Now comes the hardest scrubbing of today's experiment. Neither cleaner removes everything, but one side breaks apart the burnt crust much faster. Large flakes begin lifting off. The other side barely changes. The winner. Baking soda. Scoreboard. Baking soda, 3. Vinegar, 1. Only one final challenge remains. And it's worth 2 points. For the final battle, I combined grease, coffee, tomato sauce, cooking oil, and dried everything into one impossible stain. This is the toughest mess of the day. Both cleaners get exactly 2 minutes. No shortcuts. The vinegar starts bubbling immediately. The baking soda forms a thick abrasive paste. Halfway through, neither side looks very promising. Then, everything changes. One cleaner suddenly starts exposing clean surface underneath. The other keeps smearing the stain around. Final scrub. Final wipe. And we have a winner. Final score. Baking soda, 5. Vinegar, 1. For greasy messes, burnt food, coffee, and our impossible stain. Baking soda consistently cleaned better, but vinegar absolutely dominated soap scum. So if you're cleaning bathrooms, vinegar still deserves a place in your cabinet. But overall, today's champion is baking soda. I thought this battle was over, until I wondered something even crazier. What happens when a $1 cleaner goes head-to-head against a $20 premium cleaner? Does spending 20 times more actually get you a cleaner house? Or is it a complete waste of money? That's exactly what we're testing in the next episode. $1 cleaner versus $20 cleaner. I wasn't ready for the result. You won't want to miss that one.